We now have Brad setting himself up here. And Brad is, of course, one of our key sponsors from ExpressoNet, and he helps businesses set up cyber security systems. He has a wealth of experience and has cut his business teeth across a range of industries, including telecommunications, transport, construction, retail, and health. He has an impressive mix of skills and certification, from project management to account management with Nokia and Vodafone. And he has contributed to build hundreds of mobile phone sites and telephone exchanges, and more recently, the mobile coverage and capacity across the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So I'll hand you over to Brad.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am Brad Conyers. Yes, I run a business called ExpressoNet. I do love coffee and I do like technology, so I bring that all together, and that's called ExpressoNet. So I'm a local business in the Shire. So isn't it cool that you can think there's a telco provider in the Shire? Okay, I don't build any of these networks. I use the big networks already out there. So just give you that sense that I don't have to go out and build, the big Telstra networks or the big Optus networks. I actually use those, but I interface those networks for you. I become your account manager and I become your service provider. So what does that mean is that you don't have to go through the trauma of dealing with the big telcos, waiting 20, 30 minutes on the phone to get through, to get simple stuff sorted out. Does that anyone identify with that? Getting on the phone for 20 minutes and it's a queue and you hit the Philippines, right? So that is what I do, and I do it locally here for businesses. I just focus on businesses to make sure that, because I'm very passionate about making sure businesses, they are the lifeblood of this country and the economy. So anyway, that's my plug. Now, just a quick, well, if you know my why, you get on board, right? So, but a quick plug with Glenn. Glenn and I went to school together, and right back from primary school. And why I used to hang out with Glenn is that I used to go around his place. This is year 5 or year 6. No, it's all good. He did have a cute sister. However, it wasn't about that. He did have the first Apple computer that I'd ever seen. And it was incredible, the monochrome display. It was, I think it was loading tapes for some for some basic game. It was incredible, yeah. So it'd be relic now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give you some practical tips. You get a bit of a sense of the threat now and how often it happens. I think we've had a good session already from Glenn and also Ken about that. I'm just going to give you the practical tips. So everyone's a business owner here. Does everyone know who their IT service provider is or has an IT service provider? Yes, good. There's IT service providers here in the room. Hands up. Excellent, good. So these are the right people to talk to as well. I'm a telco service provider, but I also have a specialisation in security. So this is where I can help out here as well. So these are practical tips. Okay, so I'm just going to get into this. Take these notes as, do I do this? Do I need to do this? This is everything you need to do. So first thing was, we spoke about, you've been hearing about the antivirus. There's heaps of options on the market for antivirus. Don't go the free ones. Get the paid subscription and get the full suite. It's not just antivirus. Antivirus picks up very little actually these days. You want to get everything coming through the door that what these things can do as a software package. It doesn't do everything, but it's a good start. And Glenn and I argue, is antivirus really any good? It does. I still see my antivirus picking up stuff quite regularly, and it's generally attachments in emails. Does anyone see those alerts coming up? Yep. Okay, so something's working there. If they weren't coming up, hang on, and you get a sense of how often you're being attacked. So do that. Strong passwords. Who's got 12 characters in their password? Oh yeah, this is good. IT guys are good. Yes. I've just worked out I'm using 11, and I know brute force attacks can bust up to about 11 characters. 12 characters? 10. The more the better, yeah. And the more complex it is, you need this. So who remembers a 12-character password? No, you don't. It's yeah. Some. Okay, so there is password managers. that you can load, and they help you remember all the passwords so you don't have to. Who's got a Word document, or their staff or admin staff's got a Word document on their hard drive that has all the passwords? Yeah, Catherine, admit to that. I've seen it quite regularly. When I go into business, I go, oh, have you got your passwords for the router or something? And then admin pulls out the Word document that says passwords on it, which is sitting on their hard drive. Where's these cyber attack people going to go looking first? They're going to look for documents that have got the word password in there. They can actually go and open up all the documents on your hard drive and actually look for passwords when you use like little things like PW and username, and they just open it up and have a look, and then they've got all your passwords, and you've conveniently stored that on the hard drive for them. So avoid that. If anything, just print it out, delete the file, and have it in a book. And have that book available. It's a far safer place to have it than having it on your hard drive. Is everyone okay with my speed, my pace of this? Good? Keep going? Yeah. Wonderful. All right, okay. So, encrypted drives. This is particularly good for laptops. If you lose your laptop, someone can open it up, they can bust through the passwords. Guess what? All your files and data's on there. You can buy a little piece of software that encrypts the hard drive, so only you can get into it. Everyone heard of encrypted files? Yep. Okay. All right. Here's some of the stuff I love. With your network router. How many people know what the network router is? Their Wi-Fi? Okay, good. How many people have got the password admin and still use that? Okay, good. I'm getting a good sense of you're aware here. So, yeah, avoid that. I see it quite regularly, so I just wanted to say, make sure it's not admin anymore, because it's an easy compromise to get into your network router. I'll create a new Wi-Fi, and then I'll just use your Wi-Fi to do all my, all the dirty work, I would say, all the crime. Okay, guest. If you have a business and you have people coming in, they go, oh, what's your Wi-Fi password? Can I use it? Just make sure you've got a guest network. What that means is that when that person is using your network, they're just going to get access to the internet. They're not going to get access to all the computers that are attached to your Wi-Fi network. So just a small subtlety, but really, really important, because you don't know who's sitting in the vicinity with access to your Wi-Fi. Create a password, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Okay, phone systems. Here's because I'm in this particular industry, I quite regularly hear how a phone system has been compromised, and it racks up international calls very, very quickly. Within 10, 15 minutes, it'll be $30,000, $40,000 worth of international calls that are away you go, and you have to pay that bill. There's no, oh, I didn't realise that. No. That is and that's why we have insurance against it. But there's something that you can do is avoid the admin passwords. We set these up with new passwords. We don't leave the default passwords. And these can be attacked from external. You don't need to be sitting on your network to do it. So that's always a good one. International calling. Melissa, even this morning, says to me, Brad, can I make international calls from my phone? The answer is yes, but we set up all the phone systems that don't do international calls as a default, and then it's by request we'll open up the international lines. That's just another way of avoiding these international exploits of calling. The other one is that they use your voicemail. They get into your voicemail and they start forwarding calls to international destinations. It's amazing how quick it works. Okay, to the backup to the cloud question I think you asked as well. With a backup, what a backup is it's a snapshot of your data. It's not a synchronization effect. So, when you've got your OneDrive or you've got your cloud drive and that's synchronized to what you're doing. So if CryptoLocker comes in, it hits all your synchronized drives, whether they're on the cloud or not. A backup is a snapshot. It's taken maybe once a day, once an hour. It takes a snapshot of your data and it stores it separately, and it's got a timestamp. So what that means is that if your IT service provider needs to come and restore that, they go to the timestamped data and restore from there, because everything else that you've got has been crypto locked. Everyone got that concept? Great. Okay, so I've got a bit of a plug here. It's coming. So is there total protection for business? So yeah, there is. So these things, I just love them because they're red, and they sit in your office, in your comms rack. They're a red firewall, but they just do a little bit more than just blocking traffic. These do what's called deep packet inspection. They look at everything coming in and out of your network, and what they do is they intercept what's called the cyber kill. So when it comes, you know what the guys were explaining about how something comes in, then it's opened and it sits there and it waits, and then it goes back to the person who originally sent it. What this does is that it looks at all those transactions, and it's able to stop it. It's able to open it safely, and this all happens before you receive the email. So it gives you that little bit of knowledge that, yeah, there's something already in place that's checked out a lot of this information and it's stripped out all the danger. This stuff's not cheap, and it also needs to have connectivity and subscription. It's not set and forget. It's set up, and it's very, very active in the background doing its work. So I just wanted to let you know there is technology available, and this also sets up all the two-factor authentication, and that can do it for banking transactions, email transactions. It actually can do so much more to whatever level or whatever policy you want to put in your business. It'll support that. What I like about these guys, it's enterprise grade. Instead of paying thousands and thousands of dollars per month for the subscription, they've backed this all off, so you can get it for SME style pricing. It's not hundreds of dollars. I'll give you a bit of a budget estimate. It's around about $5,000 for about 3 years of protection. Okay, so just giving you a sense of it. Yeah. All right, yeah, and there's all the things. Yeah, have you noticed all the misspelling of when they say phishing and what's the other word that they use? Anyway, who cares? Okay, so all right, that's me. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brad. You get Joe and swap it with. Thanks, Brad.